85. Welcome back to the show. Put a like on the episode or else like this video right now. That's right.
Whoa,
it's
hey.
a banger. It's a banger. Like the video.
Okay.
What do you
Well, it's just that now we're demonetized because you put out a gun in the first 10 seconds of the episode.
I did forget about that. Well, like the video because we're not getting paid for this one. Sorry, everyone.
That's so annoying that you've done that. Definitely
My
sign up to our
apologies.
Patreon so we can pull out more guns on the show.
Yeah,
we're
that
not
joke
a pro.
cost us about $10.
Yeah, we're not a pro gun show. We're just a pro gun comedy show.
That's right.
Yeah, we're
guys,
pro threatening.
That's exactly what we're all about. Is
Pro
putting on a
threats.
great show, threatening the people who listen to it. That's what we're about. That's what's really important to us. How's your week, Luke?
Same as always, Lewis, because we are still in a world pandemic and in Victoria, as of today, restrictions have not been lifted. But I think tomorrow we've announced that I think 5 people gatherings or 10 people gatherings or something you're allowed. So the boys are on. It's official. Announce it to your friends. Beers, get the slabs. Get over here and let's make up for lost time is what the group chat will be singing.
I am so keen for that. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you'll probably just keep living life as usual. I think you're the person who's been the least affected socially by all this. You've been thriving.
I've been loving it. You know, every group chat is fucking fire right now, you know? Like, if you bully one of the boys so much, he no longer leaves the chat because where else is he going to go to talk to people? You know, you remember that? Pre-ISO, you bully your mate, it gets too much, he leaves the chat, you add him back in, you got to play nice. Now, it's relentless. It's over.
Yeah. I feel like you're in some really unhealthy group chats, Lewis.
Oh, yeah, I'm in about 3 that just get absolutely horrible. I think at one point some feud got so bad I ended up recording a diss track to one other guy and it got out of hand and I really should have been doing something else, but I had to hurt this man's feelings instead and it went down great in the chat.
That's when you know that you want to hurt a motherfucker, when you start writing poems about him, dude. And then you're like, well, listen to these, man. They're not very nice. You know?
I miss stand-up so much. I'm just entertaining 3 group chats all day.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing.
Well, soon we may be able to be reunited because it's so weird. I haven't seen you since even before all this started. I was up on the Gold Coast. Yeah. And there was like 2 weeks before this started when we were doing fill-in episodes with Mike. Yeah. And then this whole thing started. So I haven't seen you in a while, I think.
Few months, at least.
Yeah, it's definitely weird. But I don't know. I think what we're about to enter for the next 2 weeks, at least in Victoria, I don't know how relatable this will be for other countries or states, but we're about to enter the glory period, I think, which is where you're allowed to go see your mates, have fun, hang out in small numbers, right? While social distancing, but you're still allowed to see your mates, but you're not allowed to go back to work yet properly.
Yes.
JobKeeper's still on. People are still on benefits.
This is going to be great.
There's going to be a 2-month period where it's just going to to
The government's just going to be paying people to hang out with their friends, essentially. Everyone's on the Centrelink now, and you're not allowed to go to work. All you can do is party. It's going to people are going to die.
It doesn't really make sense. So currently, I believe, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Killen, but I believe they announced this morning that you're allowed to hang out with like groups of 5 people inside, 10 outdoors, but yet you still have to work from home.
Yes. Yeah.
It's a bit stupid. So you're allowed to go visit your friends, but you can't go to your place of work. I don't know. It's just inconsistent like usual.
It's a bit weird. I think they're just bringing everything back as slowly as possible, I think.
You're also allowed to go see your friends, but you can't do overnight stays at your friend's house.
What? No sleepovers? This sucks.
Bullshit. I want to do pillow fights. I miss it. That sucks, man.
Who's doing that?
Who as an adult is sleeping over it? Like, you know what? As an adult, as soon as you hit 8, like even 16, you're like, bro, can I crash? No one sleeps over. It's never planned. If you end up at a mate's house, it's usually because you've accidentally ended up there. You shouldn't plan that as an adult.
Oh, yeah. You're on the couch. They've gone to bed. They forgot to get you a blanket. You're fucking dying. It's terrible.
My mate sleeps over all the time.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. Planned?
Yeah.
You guys have
You have
sleepovers?
sleepovers?
I mean, it's not he doesn't sleeps in a different room, but we just hang out until it's time to go to bed, and then we might hang out the next morning as well.
Why doesn't he
what are
just
you
go
doing?
home?
Just I don't know, playing games, whatever it is that we're doing, and then he'll go home. I don't know later.
Hang on.
He
So
lives like
you-
20, 30
you
minutes
have-
away.
How old are you?
23,
23. How old are they?
22.
22. And this sleepover situation, it's a little bit strange, but it's fine because it's your house, correct?
Yes.
You own the house that you're in.
No.
So you
got some
invite
roommates?
your friend over to sleepovers at your mum and dad's house.
Absolutely. And they love him.
Look, Ruben,
My
I
parents
actually,
love this guy. They'll
Yeah,
cook him dinner.
I don't want to turn this
That's
into
so
like a
good.
bullying thing. I really don't. But I
do.
really don't like your chances here in the sound off section.
I'm-
I think that's weird.
I'm very secure about this, so feel free to bully me. I don't care. We have a great time.
But,
But
wait,
like, what are you doing? Because
Hang on.
when do they get to your house? What time?
Oh, sometimes they'll spend the whole day, so they might arrive. 11.
Give me
12.
a time, Ruben.
12 midday.
12.
that's so
And
much hanging out.
When do
Yes.
they leave?
The next day.
At like 12. 24 hours of platonic friendship. My friend, you are gay.
That sounds like, dude. Okay, does this friend live far away? Is there a reason as to why he can't go home at night?
20, 30 minutes away.
That's insane. Sometimes I'll be at Lewis's house at 3 a.m. and I'm like, I'm going home. Bye. Like one
I
time,
have a
Lewis.
couch.
One time, Lewis was like, you can sleep on the couch, and I went, no, thank you. I'm an adult. I will go home and sleep in my bed.
I don't think we've ever done a sleepover, Luke. That's
No,
never
you
happened.
did it once, but that was out of logistical reasons. You slept on my floor, remember? Because we were filming a sketch in Diamond City, and I didn't want to have to pick you up the next day. If you had driven, you probably just would have come in the morning.
That was more of a work sleepover.
Yeah, I would say it was a business sleepover because we had really early in schedule, and that was the day we did the radio demo. We had to wake up at like 8 a.m.
That's right. I
Yeah, you
remember
had to be
that.
at my house at 8 a.m. and we live ages away, and you were like, well, I'm already here. It's 11 p.m. So I
So
think-
you and your
But you
parents
slept in
are
your
okay
jeans,
with
though.
this? I did.
so it wasn't a planned sleepover. It was like more of a crash.
Yeah, does your friend bring gym jams, Ruben?
He'll bring a change of clothes, yeah.
This is so weird, man. I can't believe what a discovery we've made. Killen, you don't do this, right?
No, I don't do this.
No
Hey,
one does this.
sound off
but-
below. Do you guys do adult sleepovers? I think girls do this, but girls do this in groups of 5 only.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like 5 minimum, and there's at least 2 fights each night. Where
What
one
you're
girl
just-
is not the other girl.
What you're describing is a relationship, Ruben.
Separate.
24-hour sleepovers.
I cannot stress enough that we are in separate rooms when we go to bed.
It's the
Well, there's some
level of
relationships like that. A lot of Jewish couples are like that.
no, but it's not even that. It's the level of like friendship and hours you're putting into this. It's like
Yeah.
who's that good of a friend?
Well, we do a lot of like creative things together. So we will make little, maybe a sketch or maybe a little. We make board games, for instance. It's a whole, it's.
Dude,
Oh, now I really
Board
regret
games
saying that
together.
one. Now.
I'm sorry, Ruben Solo, but you, my friend, are gay. And I say that in the most loving way possible. I
Ruben,
think that
thanks, man.
not even you and your friend know that you're actually in a gay relationship.
you are in a
He's coming over.
homosexual relationship, man.
He's spending 24 hours at your house. You guys are making board games together. You boys are gay. You don't have to have sex. You don't have to love each other, but just know that you guys are gay. And that's fine. We're equal opportunity on this show. In fact, it's good to have a diverse hire on the
It
team.
shows that we're a tolerant show now that you're a part of us, which is great. Because you know what? It was getting a bit too straight white male up in this bitch, and it's great to see that we've got a gay white male, and that's awesome. So
It is good. We've got Lewis Spears, we've got Luke Kidgel, we've got Keelan, and we have our gay editor. It's a fucking team.
I don't even get a name.
no, gay
no,
and
gay editor.
colorblind. Dude, we are hitting all. We're like, you're a minority, man. You are. This is great for the show. Thank you, man. I really am so glad that this came up because now I feel like there's got to, obviously, I'm assuming we might have a lot of gay people who listen. Actually, we've never talked about it. Do we have a big gay community who listens to the show? Sound off below, because I have no idea, but I'm sure now they feel represented on the show.
Often I find like when it was just you and me, Luke, our audience was like split between the two types of people we are. We'd have people more like me and then people more like you. And then as the show like grew,
sporty alcoholics that like music from 2005 and then nerds who don't leave the house, which was pretty much the demographic. And also uni girls, for some reason. I just get a lot of uni chicks at my shows. I don't know why. I can't explain that one, but...
But as we added more people to the team, it became more diverse. So I imagine if it's still true, judging by this team, a quarter of our audience are gay males.
Yeah, and a quarter of them are fat cunts who eat Maccas.
No, that's true. You know, Keelan's not fat, but he's a fat cunt. You know what I mean? Ruben's not gay, but he is a gay cunt.
It's true. All right. Well, boys, I think we need to have a sleepover at Ruben's house when this is all over.
Maybe there's something going on there. We need to find out what the fuss is all about.
I think we were gonna have a sleepover at Radio Mike's. I think it was talked about on the show, or maybe it was
Mike's
just talked
gonna
about
be so angry
off show. Well, maybe if you want to invite Mike, we can all go over. And Ruben, is that okay if you host a sleepover?
Come on over. Yeah.
Doesn't that breach the social distancing limits? That's too many people. Your parents are going to have to leave.
Oh, true. What about if we get your parents a hotel for the night? Can we have a sleepover at yours?
Absolutely. I'm sure they'll be fine with that.
No, wait. You're not allowed to sleep over.
Yeah,
that was one of the rules.
Oh,
damn it.
Okay, yeah.
And also, you obviously weren't listening. A key component of this gay sleepover is the parents cook dinner for the two of them.
True. Damn. Yeah, okay. Well, we'll have to wait till this is all over then.
What a great discovery on the show. Yes?
We need to get to the burrito investigation. If you haven't heard on the show the last few weeks, we are balls deep at this point into one of the greatest investigations that has ever rocked the show. First, it was the warehouse poo. Now it is the who threw the burrito into listener Will's pool.
Yes.
And there's 5 suspects. We've narrowed it down to a strong 3.
There were 5 suspects, but then we also added on Will and Will's grandma. So there were 7 suspects for a while. We're trying to narrow it down. It just seems to be getting bigger. We're trying our best. To recap it, there was a burrito found in Will's pool. We've worked out that it was unwrapped but intact, meaning it probably happened very, very late at night. It was not anyone within Will's household. Also, Will says, we think we're looking at Will as a suspect. It's looking pretty likely that it was house 1, perhaps, because they are very young people. They have lots of parties, but there are many suspects in this case. Could have been someone with a drone.
The house 1 was believed because they probably like drinking. And we think it could be a fairly believable drunk thing to do is throw a burrito into your neighbor's pool. However, the only thing that wasn't in their side was, and Ruben, I think, was a big, strong, I think you were the strongest advocate for this point, which was very hard throw from house 1. I feel like there was a tree line blocking it from memory when I saw the map.
I think the tree was fine from memory. The problem was getting it so close to the wall of the pool, it would have had to be a very accurate lob.
It was just a very precise lob, which is when you're drunk, harder to pull off that kind of lob. But yeah, we've done a lot of research on the show. We've investigated how far you can throw a burrito. Yeah. I would say that part of the investigation didn't really help. I think we can all agree. All we worked out was that one guy threw a burrito 12 meters in a park, and we went, okay, cool. So all the houses could have done it.
We didn't pay for his burrito, by the way. That's what we promised. We're going to send him some money.
Yeah.
We are men of our word. I think that while that wasn't a very helpful part of the investigation, it was quite entertaining to watch a man waste $15 throwing a burrito at midnight in the city.
Yeah, and then get a tape measure and measure it out on camera. But today we wanted to give some kind of conclusion because we don't want to... Here's what we do from here on. We do have an email back from Will about the no Dorito. One of the last things we asked him to do was, why don't you send a little note, and it would said something like, I forget what was on the note, but said something like, "Was this you?" We were trying to get a confession, and we said, "Lob it over." So wrap it up a little note, and it was called a no-dorito. So wrap it up in another note, throw it over the house to house one, and try and get a confession with like a little box to tick. Was this you? Yes or no? And they throw it back. Will has replied, and pretty much, I would say. He said, the no-dorito response or lack of is what the subject of the email is.
Disappointing already.
Not a good sign. Hey, boys, it's been a while since the no-dorito was sent over to House 1. Since then, there has been no response, and it is within my belief that they have had sufficient time to realize it was there and to respond. It seems like at this point, a confession is unlikely. Maybe a new approach might be need to taken to get a confession. And then he spends one paragraph paying out Keelan for accusing him of self-planting the burrito in the pool or trying to get on the show.
That's good. At least he understands the energy of the show.
Yeah, he said that Keelan, he accused you of defamation and said that your comments are absurd and there wasn't enough evidence to back it up.
Those are big words, so I'm inclined to believe Will.
True, and no words came back from Keelan. So,
yeah, okay, very suspicious, Keelan.
So what we're going to do is we have two options here as a show. We either file this away and it becomes a cold case, just like the burrito, how it was left in the pool, which we do not want at all, or
unacceptable.
We try and come up with each of us individually. We haven't listened to these yet. Each of us individually has come up with their own conclusion. We'll put together a little audio package each. And I guess it's up to the listeners to vote which one seems more likely. So Lewis has a conclusion. Ruben, Keelan, they might be the same. Who knows?
Well, we haven't listened to these. We've all summarised our findings and the case in 30 seconds or less was the goal. I think all of them went over 30 seconds. Oh, how long's yours?
Like 53 seconds.
Oh, man, I've done the shortest one.
Okay, all right. Well, who's going first?
I think we'll do Lewis's first.
Okay.
All right, this is how Lewis thinks the burrito case wrapped up.
It had been 3 weeks. The case of the pool burrito was going cold, colder than that pool. So, it was time to bring in the experts.
Oh, I got a bad feeling about this, Scoob. Will has a lot of suspects in this case.
Come on, gang. We can do anything if we put our minds together.
Roll, Raggy. I ate the burrito. Oh, geez, Scoob, you ate the burrito. That was the main part of evidence in the case. Oh, geez, Scoob.
Well, gang, it looks like it's up to Velma again.
Ah,
Shut up, Velma, you nerd. No one wants to listen to you. Boo. Velma sucks. Bad character. Boo. Not even Will's grandma likes Velma. It would appear I've called in the wrong team, so I think it's probably just House 1.
Was that a massive Scooby-Doo monologue and then you gave up and just...
Well, I just needed some help for the experts, and those guys solve mysteries, but I think they specialize with ghosts, not burritos.
Did you say Raggy retard? Like the meme?
No, that was Scooby-Doo.
Oh, okay. Right, sorry. Yes, Scooby-Doo. Yes, that's some pretty outlandish stuff there.
Well, that's why the show's
We
not
don't
on
use
the
that
air
word
anymore.
anymore.
That dog's very ableist.
Yeah, we don't use that word anymore. Keelan's the only one that hates them, mate. Come on.
Yeah.
All right, so Lewis's final conclusion was House 1.
House 1. I think they did it. They're a house full of drunks. I think it makes the most sense.
All right. Keelan, should we do yours next?
Yeah.
Is yours not good?
No, play it. It's good.
Well, it's just your laugh suggests that you didn't put in a lot of effort.
I guess you'll find out.
Bit of context around Keelan's one. We all had about a whole week to do this, and Keelan goes, "Oh, was I supposed to actually do that?" And recorded it about 30 seconds before we started the show. So here it is.
This is 10 minutes before we started filming the episode, and Luke's just told me to make an audio package about who I think is behind the burrito incident. So in 41 seconds, I think I'll tell you.
Is this it? It's gonna get copyrighted.
It's not. This song doesn't get copyrighted.
It's not what we wanted at all.
I can't believe I asked you to participate in this. I don't remember this part of the theme
I
song.
think it was William, and I don't have much evidence to back that up.
Right, so you've thrown out another dig at William, but you've come with no evidence. That's good. Okay, that is our conclusion.
I mean, at least I hired some contractors, to pick up the slack that I left.
Yeah. Well, I feel like mine's not that good, so I feel like we need to play Ruben's to make up for that.
Yeah, sure. But just before mine, just a quick note. This didn't know about William's response before I recorded it, but I do. I think it still works.
Okay.
Another day, another criminal walks free. Sometimes
properly.
that's just how it goes. Like a briefcase in the refrigerator. The case has gone cold.
All made a cold joke.
Refrigerator.
Fridge comedy.
That's relatable. William Knight. Victim, witness, suspect. Suddenly he's gone. Maybe he got spooked. Whatever it was, it reminds me of when my grandpa died and left me nothing. It was a disappointing will. But I shouldn't be surprised. Right from the start, this case was like one of Luke Kidgel's Year 12 exams. A lot more questions than answers.
Okay.
But maybe the answer, like a pair of red lips, was always right under our noses. I don't remember recording that bit. It's me again. Did you guys hear that? That was weird.
Hear what?
I don't know. There's some little bit at the end that just didn't quite make narrative sense.
A laugh?
Yeah. What was that?
Very
anyway,
suspicious.
yeah, no.
What's
yours, Luke?
Are you alluding to something? Are you saying that
No.
you might have done this?
I don't remember recording the end of that. That's baffling me.
It seems like you're trying to make yourself a suspect.
Why would I do that? That would be nonsensical. Of course.
That wouldn't make
And also, I
sense
didn't
at all.
appreciate the dig at my Year 12 exams when the other member of the show openly failed Year 12.
Yeah,
I can't believe I was the person that copped that end of the joke.
That's fair. That's fair.
I definitely did worse than Luke in the ATAR.
Yeah. But, so you implying that you might have done it?
No, as I said, I'm totally baffled by the existence of the last 10 seconds of that
Okay.
audio package.
Right.
So
Yeah, that wasn't me.
You've
do
opened
you think
yourself
that-
up.
Was this package made during one of your gay sleepovers?
Yeah,
And your mate
it might
did
have
the end?
been. Could be, yeah.
Okay.
Very
Well,
suspicious.
All right, should we play mine? I also did mine before the show, but you can't
Yeah.
tell because I put in heaps of effort.
Okay.
So I've been asked to make a short audio package about my conclusion of the burrito investigation. I think first I'm going to need some detective music. Ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. Ooh, there we go. Some nice background music that I definitely found online and downloaded and didn't record myself because I did not leave this till the last minute to do. Anyway, it was definitely House 1 that threw the burrito. The motivation was just a good laugh. And yeah, I think it's pretty obvious. It was House 1. So, cool. House 1. That was it.
Well, I think it's House 1.
Yeah.
That's a majority in all of our audio.
Yeah, and I'm shocked that you and Ruben put in so much effort. I think Keelan and I put in the appropriate amount of effort to concluding that.
Whoa, hang on.
I think,
Ruben before the show goes, man, I went for a walk to think about mine.
Okay, I didn't go that far, Ruben, but I did. I did mine 10 minutes before we did our pre-show meeting. Smashed it
I
out.
assumed that we would all be putting a decent amount of effort into it. apparently I'm the only one that cares about it. So that's,
Mate,
that's
well-
I put effort into mine. Excuse me, Ruben.
Yeah, no,
I put
that's-
in the
that's fair.
correct amount of effort.
Sometimes-
you put in a lot. You're an overachiever.
I
Whatever.
went too far. Lewis
Yeah.
did the right amount. The others were shockingly inadequate.
Hang
I
on.
think we can all agree that
Ruben.
Keelan's
Yeah.
was disrespectful.
yeah, Keelan's was blatantly disrespectful. I did the bare minimum like usual. I think that was very me to do that. And also, Ruben, you are sometimes I feel like you're fitting in, and then sometimes you just out yourself as the new guy. This is welcome to the show, man. All right, we don't do effort here. That's the whole appeal. If anything, it turns people off. People like they're trying too hard. Okay.
Okay, yeah,
So.
yeah.
Ruben got into character. He did a
Yeah.
voice. He
Maybe
treated
back
it like
on
it was
radio.
drama, which is quite gay.
Yeah. There was some stuff like back on radio where we'd put in that much effort, but that's because it was being broadcasted to hundreds of thousands of people. Man, on here, whew, even recording audio packages is next level effort for this.
You know what?
podcast.
I disagree, Luke. I think that's how much effort we should put in every time. Keelan,
Thank you.
disrespectful. Other than that,
Agree to disagree.
I think I had the best package, actually.
yours was just okay. Here I go. The entire Big Brother theme, not shortened at all, and then going. I think Will did it.
Yeah,
That
and then
was-
going, but I have no evidence. So anyway.
Yeah.
Right, well, I guess Lewis and I pretty much drew the same conclusion. So what we have is Will did it, backed by no evidence. Lewis and I both think House 1 are responsible, which was the young guys who we assumed did it drunk. And
And Ruben wears red lipstick.
yeah, and
Hey,
then the
You
yeah,
did
and then
say pair of red lips right below our noses, and I was like,
Yeah.
a bit strange. I've never worn lipstick before, but that maybe that's a bit of a sleepover activity. That's up to you.
and and the third one is Ruben might have done it now. So vote.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, vote to see who did it below. And I guess
Okay,
Next
well,
week
case
we-
is pretty much closed.
case is closed.
Next week.
It's one of those three suspects, and unless we have new evidence, there's no reason to reopen the investigation.
Yep. Okay.
So I would say it's gone cold a little bit, but we've narrowed it down enough.
I'm satisfied with our lukewarm case, boys. Congratulations. Well done, everyone.
Good stuff,
Incredible.
boys. Great investigating. We all
Hope you're
put in
satisfied
various
by that,
amounts
Will.
of effort.
That's good. I have. Hey.
I was just saying that's good. Sorry.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Maybe next
Good to-
time think before you say it.
It's good to have you contributing, Keelan. That's great.
Like literally, you go for half an hour and won't speak, and then you'll just say, like sometimes we want you to contribute and you have nothing, and then other times you just start commentating the show.
We've been recording for like half an hour now. Keelan's been on record for half an hour, and currently the Big Brother theme song has had more airtime than his own voice.
Yeah,
All right.
is true.
Yes. No. Big Brother theme song. That's great. Good to have Keelan on the show. I think I've become one of those people. My N95 mask arrived, and I've been wearing my mask in public everywhere in Frankston. And shut up, Sarah, you idiot. And I've become one of those people. I'm getting weird looks in public. It's great.
I feel like it's not that out of character for you to be wearing a mask, not in a world pandemic. It's like when you posted that picture of yourself in Bunnings with the mask on, I was like, that could be a fashion statement from Lewis. Like if you had a Gucci mask, you'd probably wear it.
Yeah, correct. I'm not
but
going to lie. I could have got a mask immediately when you needed it, or I saw a cooler one and it came 3 weeks later. I definitely went with the cool one.
Yeah. See, that's like right in the, I would say in the sweet spot of like, there's that lady you see the viral video of the lady who cut a little hole in her mask to make it, so she could breathe easier.
Yeah.
There was a viral video that went down. Someone's like, "Hey, what'd you do to your mask?" She's like, "I couldn't breathe properly in the mask, so I just cut a massive hole where my mouth is." So that's too far on the not
Yeah.
giving a fuck end. You're right in the middle of like, I will wear a mask, but only if it looks cool. So I'm happy to risk it for 3 weeks.
Yes. Yeah.
And
That's my vibe.
I'm kind of closer to the lady end because I haven't got a mask yet, and I don't think I'm planning on getting one either. I don't really leave the house.
You don't
that
think
much.
so?
I mean, I don't feel in danger when I leave the house. I don't really get close to people. The only time I leave the house is to run, and I usually just run past, and I feel like this is what my brain does. I'm like, I'm going too fast to like catch it. Like the coronavirus will have to catch me. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, good luck, man. I'm fucking running 3K, so I'm doing time trials.
Faster than the speed of germs. That's incredible.
I think so. Well, how quickly do germs travel? Because if they travel anything lower than like 20 kilometers an hour, I'll fucking kill them.
I don't think they travel at all. I think they just kind of sit there and then you breathe them in. So you might actually be running into more germs. The faster you travel, the more germs
but like,
you might
say
be running
if you
into.
ran past someone that did have it, and then you just ran past them, say like within a meter. So within the social distancing, but not touching them, you won't get it.
I don't think so. I don't know. It's weird. It's
because don't you have to be in contact with them for a long, like a 10 minutes or something?
I don't know.
Or
Nobody
touch
really
them?
knows this shit. It's all, at least everyone has so many different opinions. It's like, oh, you're going to get it and you're definitely going to die, all the way up to 5G created it. It's a hoax.
Yeah.
There's so much shit rolling around. But it's funny because I think the restrictions are like lifting. In my area, at least, I feel super unsafe because no one's social distancing at all. Everyone's going about their business as normal. People did it really well in Frankston for like the first 2 weeks, and then they were like, whatever, meth is a bigger problem here. Let's all hug. And they're just like standing really close. But what's funny is whenever I go to the local cafe, I'm the only person in my whole neighborhood wearing a mask for sure. I get there and people see me coming in the mask and people see me and I see their heads go, oh shit, it's the real deal. This guy's taking it serious. And everyone starts social distancing when they see me. It's like, oh fuck.
You're like a reminder of the community. You're like this big tall beacon that comes in and goes, follow the law, you know? But
I think so.
Your face mask, and there is a picture, we can put it up, I guess, in the video now, or we can...
Yeah,
it's up on Lewis's Instagram. Your face mask looks more Frankston lad than it does medical.
Yeah, I got a cool one.
You look like you're about to rob a convenience store, not trying to save lives. You look like you're about to take a life, not save a life, if that makes sense. It just looks intimidating on you.
Yeah, that's what I think. Like, if you're in Frankston and you see a 6'8" masked up man wearing a mask and a hat and a big jacket in a Bunnings, you're not thinking that he's there to preserve his own lungs. You're thinking he's there for tools.
Yeah,
he's for free.
Yeah, I don't know. So that's the thing. Maybe it is good. It's good that you're doing that. You're taking precautions, but also like there's a cost to it. I feel like you're intimidating more strangers. You're probably intimidating more people and making people feel actually unsafer when you're around.
Yeah, probably. I mean, if you think about it, I might be making
safe.
some old ladies hyperventilate. That makes them more susceptible to catching it. But, I've always intimidated people. People just see like a giant guy and they go, fuck, he's going to hurt people.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, I've never played sport in my life. You're good.
Have you boys got a mask? Or are you going to?
I have not. I'm not planning on it. No.
I don't think many people in Australia are, but it's definitely not over. Like I think there's a sense of it all being, it's calming down now, and it is going better. But I think last week we went up again.
Yeah. I think that's what's going to happen is the distancing is going to relax and there's going to be a second wave. It's not like the virus is done. It's just now the hospitals are ready for it. What is because Keelan, your sister works in a hospital. She's in the middle of it. What does she think?
I think she just thinks the same as everyone else. And now that anyone can get tested for whatever reason, they're feeling more confident about it that they can, because they track everyone who gets it, and anyone who gets it, every person in that circle is then tracked, kind of the same way they're doing it with the app. So they're feeling pretty comfortable and confident that, like you said, it's not going to be cured, but they can be in control.
So is all this shit just going to keep going till there's a vaccine, or like a?
I don't know. I think
that's what
I
they
think so.
said this morning, the health minister or whatever his name is said that restrictions will be in place until a vaccine is found. There will be some sort of restrictions in place until then. That's
so crazy. It's like, I think people often, it's kind of an easy thing to think. People think that because the restrictions are lesser, the virus is less harmful. It's not. Like, if you still get it, there's still potential for you to die. It's not like the virus is safer. It's just they've got a better handle on tracking who gets it and what to do when you do get it. So it's still a thing you don't want to catch, which is why I'm wearing the mask. I
That's
think.
why I keep running fast.
Yeah,
Can't
so
catch
as long
me.
as you run everywhere,
I'm
you
a
should be
gingerbread
sweet.
man. So, Ruben and Keelan, there's comes a time in any young boy's life when they start working on a show with a bit of an audience where
Yeah.
eventually, if you're a young, bright, Lord Farquaad looking male,
Thank you.
where you get a little bit of female attention
Yeah.
for the work that you're doing in this show. And that day has come, and it's happened to Keelan in the past. It happened to Radio Mike. There is
Yep.
always some...
We've all been through it.
Yeah, there's always some females who listen to this show that take a fancy to one of our employees for some reason. And this week it happened to Ruben. Ruben, you received your first I think you're cute DM on Instagram. Congratulations, mate.
Yeah.
Well
It's
done.
an absolute momentous occasion. Keelan kind of rolled his eyes a bit when you said it, like, "Yep, been there, done that, mate." You know. So how was it? And will you respond?
It was nice. I
Yep.
haven't responded yet.
Okay.
I
Left on
I don't
red.
know.
Alpha.
I don't know. I don't know. Thoughts?
I don't care.
Well, see, Ruben, we actually asked you. That was such a politician's answer. We said, here's a question with a yes or no answer. And you said, well, you know, I don't know what happened and thoughts. I think Ruben
You're
might be
treating
worried
this like
is
it's a
gonna
press
get in the way of
conference.
I
Yeah,
feel like
it's
I've been-
really not.
I didn't want to bring this to the show, so it is a little bit like a press conference, actually.
That's true.
I think Ruben's a bit worried this kind of DM behaviour might interrupt his sleepovers. Is that what you're worried about?
Yeah, you wouldn't want. Who's your friend who you invite over?
His name's Luca.
Luca. Okay, yeah, Luca. Hopefully does not listen to this podcast because otherwise, yeah, there might be some jealousy, a little bit of competition.
Yeah.
Keelan, do you have any advice from like a veteran of people sliding into your DMs? I reckon you would get 1 to 3 a year.
Since you guys posted that photo of my haircut the other day, I've been hit up over 10 different times.
10 times.
I
From
got
what? From the haircut.
5 messages regarding the haircut, and then 5 separate just horny girls messaging me. because
Okay,
I'm
that's not
cool.
10, Keelan. If someone messages you and says shit haircut, they're not interested.
No, they were like, "You're still cute. You've got a great You're still cute. I still think you're attractive." All those.
They
kind
probably
of
felt
messages.
bad for you.
I think that's not bad for you, my friend. I think that's I'm still going to call this a 5, which is still impressive. You know, just take the 5, bro. It doesn't have to be 10.
One
So-
girl, one girl sent me a message and said, after that Kim Jong-un clip of me talking about how much I can fuck, she said, "Keelan, let's go 5 rounds." And then I said, 5 rounds of ? And she said, 5 rounds of sex. Not gonna lie, I'm still down.
Okay, right.
Wow.
Now, we
Wait,
do...
babe, what did you expect? You said to thousands of people, yeah, I can fuck 9 times in a day. I think everyone is impressed by that number.
And she heard that and was like, oh, I'm good for just 5. 9's a bit much.
yeah.
Yeah,
And so where's that going, Keelan? You chasing that
Nowhere.
up or
yeah,
nowhere?
no, that's not going
Yeah.
anywhere.
I think we moved
that's
on
right.
far too quickly that we posted a picture of Keelan's haircut. And the reason why we posted it is because people were making memes about it. It was a ridiculous haircut that he got last week. And I think we moved past that a little bit quickly. That was not meant to get you female attention. It was more we were going for, haha, unlucky, better luck next time kind of vibe. I think girls absolutely not only love an underdog, but also just love a guy who's comfortable with being that publicly shit, I guess. Just like that. I'm not calling you shit, Kill. I meant like the haircut. You
They're
know?
happy to look silly in public. I
Yeah.
guess, you know what? Girls love a Reno. You
Yeah,
know?
they just
They love
a
a fixer-upper.
renegade that looks like Jimmy Neutron.
Renegade? Hey?
Yeah.
No, I don't know about that. I think that's all these DMs are getting unsent down the night.
Anyway, that blows my mind. But so yeah, good on you. All the girls who listen to the show. We hear you. We know you're out there, and keep hitting on our employees. Does not, as long as they don't get too distracted. That's great.
Yeah, keep it civil. And Keelan, Ruben, behave yourselves.
Yeah.
Okay.
Woo.
I didn't hear a yes, Keelan.
There was no yeses. You guys just laughed and went,
I
next.
said okay.
Okay, yeah.
Ruben,
I
didn't get an
trust
okay from
Ruben.
Ruben?
Thank you.
Yeah, well, Ruben's not going anywhere near a woman. Guys, I think to wrap up this episode, we because restrictions are being lifted in Australia at least, this might be the final incredible scenes at home segment that we do. So what we've been doing, we've been asking the listeners for any incredible scenes they've been seeing at home, because the incredible scene bar has been lowered so much that sometimes if you walk into a room and the light goes out as soon as you walk in, that's an incredible scene because you haven't seen a friend holding a beer for months. So what I've got 3 emails here. I have an update on a previous incredible scene. Ben emailed the show previously and he said that a piece of cheese has been left on his girlfriend's windshield wipers.
Yeah, I haven't been engaging with this email because I think it's a guy trying to get us to investigate the cheese on the windscreen when it seems like a guy trying to get a full-scale burrito-like investigation on his girlfriend's car.
That's not really our department. This is more of a misdemeanor. We're really interested in food-based felonies. So that's not really our district. You're going to have to refer this to another department, unfortunately. But we can talk about it on the show. So Ben has an update with his incredible scene. Just an update. Someone has put another slice of cheese on my girlfriend's windshield. This is 2 Saturdays in a row now. It's also coon cheese, not the plastic cheese stuff. My girlfriend wakes up earlier in the morning as she works in a cafe, so no one has ever seen her with the cheese. We have no idea who's doing it. What an incredible scene. 2 cheeses in a row on a Saturday morning. I love that. That's someone going for a walk and they're taking a bit of cheese with them.
It is incredible, but the annoying part about this is
Yeah.
the detective in me absolutely wants to know who's fucking doing it. And I can't, you know what, I think it's, here's the problem with, we're not opening up another investigation, by the way, and here's why. Because we didn't have a lot of success with the burrito one, and we can't afford to have 2 failures on the show. 2 failed food investigations consecutively on the show would be really bad news for our detective work.
We're Top Gun detectives. We only take high-profile cases.
Yeah, and this is, yes, it intrigues me. He's got me with this. I would actually like to, if you could keep us updated, man, and let us know if it happens next Saturday.
Yeah.
Look, if it happens 10 Saturdays in a row, we'll consider launching into it.
Yeah. Or
Consider
if one day you get there and it's just a complete sandwich. But
yeah,
yeah.
Those are the only 2 circumstances we'll consider investigating the cheese on the windscreen case.
So, second incredible scene. This one's from Nathan. And he says, surely this is top 5%. Doubt it! I was walking down to the local shopping centre that I work at to get something, and with a few close friends from my work. As I was walking underneath one of the power poles, I heard a big pop and sizzle sound that was super loud. I flinched, looked up at the power line, and then saw that it was wobbling. When I looked down the street at the next pole, I saw that one spark as well, and then something break off it and bounce onto the road while smoking. I walked directly underneath a power line as it caused a 5-hour blackout in my area. Okay, what an incredible scene.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
I think that's sick.
Good stuff, Nathan. So he saw something fall from it.
He saw the power lines explode.
That's cool. Yeah, I would say unlikely. You know what else is really cool, and it gets me every time? When you see a street light turn on, when you happen to be looking at the street light, it's just like, it's that dusk part of the day, and it just goes bang, and you're like, oh, I never see him turn on. That's a good moment
very
as well.
cool. That is a good moment.
I would
an
say
incredible scene.
that's on par with seeing a street light being turned on. Probably more unlikely, actually.
Now, the final incredible scene, right? This one has a few twists and turns in it, okay? And I'm going to walk you through it. Now, on the surface, this might not sound like an incredible scene, but if you saw it with your 2 eyes, you'd be shocked, all right? This one's from Tamsin. And she says, "Hi, boys. I personally think this scene is incredible," and the subject line is incredible scene. "My sister and I have come to the boredom of quarantine that we started to watch all the Twilight movies. When I got up to the kitchen, I found my brother watching from his door frame. I didn't say anything to not embarrass him, but slowly throughout the movie, he would come closer and closer, but never fully committed to come into the lounge room. When I asked him if he was watching the movie, he said, I wasn't watching, I was never in the room. I think he's Team Jacob." Now, just listening to this, Luke, is this an incredible scene?
No.
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 Now, let me blow your fucking mind. The incredible scene is not actually the story in this email. The incredible scene is the email itself, because Tamsin has spelled scene 6 times. S-E-E-N. Scene. What a fucking incredible scene that we've experienced on the show, that this woman has spelled scene that incorrectly 6 times in a row, seeing the autocorrect on a computer and completely ignoring it. Tamsin, thank you so much for that. Your story sucked, but that spelling was incredible.
That is incredible. See, this is what I was talking about a few weeks ago. People come at us a lot for being dumb, saying silly things, and we admit, we record ourselves for 2 hours a week. Every week, we're going to say some dumb shit in that time.
Guaranteed.
But fuck me. The people who listen to our podcast, you are absolutely not the only... Like, we're not the only ones.
Yeah,
You are
definitely
in here with us being so stupid. We see it all the time and we just don't reference it. But it's good where occasionally one fucking moron comes on the show.
You reap what
It's
you
good.
sow, guys. You put dumb shit out, you're going to get dumb shit in. And that's great. Tamsin, love you contributing to the show.
Thank you
What an
very much for
incredible
sending
scene.
that in.
That's
But,
great.
yeah, in future, I guess just don't even spell check. Just if you see a little red dot, just click the autocorrect and
Yeah.
you know.
Just live your life, Tamsin. I think that's great. And you're right, Twilight does suck.
yeah.
Guys, that's the end of incredible scenes. That might be the final incredible scene.
Oh, it hailed at my house the other day, and then my backyard went white. And what was the incredible part was it took about an hour to melt
That's fucking crazy.
because it was so cold outside.
Did you have one, or did Keelan have one?
Yes, I did have one.
Ruben, yeah.
I was chopping some vegetables the other day. This is probably about 2 weeks ago, actually. And
Cooking dinner for the sleepover.
that's right, yes.
Yeah.
Just in advance for when lockdown eases,
course.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was chopping some vegetables. I cut my thumb, and I felt the pain. Looked down, and I noticed I just cut my thumbnail.
Oh, ouch.
So it was but it was the thumbnail. That's the thing. So I didn't actually no blood, just hit the nail,
Oh.
chopped off a bit of the thumbnail.
But you felt the pain.
Felt the pain. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does this translate? I feel like
Hang
it
on,
doesn't.
no. Wouldn't that just feel like you're cutting your nails if you just cut off the end of it?
Yeah, but I guess it had enough force. My point is, I thought I'd really badly cut myself,
but it was
just
fine.
the nail. Yeah,
That's pretty incredible. But what to really qualify this, Ruben, was it cut in a way that like was good, like in a similar way you would cut your own fingernails?
It wasn't, but it's grown back pretty well. So it's like
So you
can't
kind
really
of
see
you more
anymore.
snapped it off. You snapped off a bit of your nail
yeah,
with force.
yeah, with a
Right.
knife.
I would
But-
say it's a scene. It's a good scene, not an incredible scene.
I would say it's an incredible scene, but spelled S-E-E-N.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Just quickly with nails. I'm probably an idiot here, and now I'm about to.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
That's good. I just wanted to get ahead of the scandal before I said it.
Yeah.
Why do we have nails?
Just so we can scratch and pick stuff, right?
Yeah.
Right. So is it just to protect, like a shield when we kind of like scratch and stuff? Is that it?
It's not a
Well, I
shield.
guess so. It'd be.
It helps.
Well, it's a
It'd be
bit
for
of a
whatever
shield.
we
It's a
use.
layer of protection. It's like clearly, because otherwise your thumb
I'd call
would
it.
have got
I'd
cut.
call it a bit of a
It's
shield.
a shield, mate. You're the literally first hand, you have first hand
the sword.
evidence of it being a shield. It shielded your thumb in the way you're cutting vegetables.
I guess I.
That's why do you think women paint pretty designs on them? That's like a shield. You know?
Okay, yeah.
They paint their house banners on them. They should anyway.
You know, I was reading a book the other day, and the inventor of shields, the reason he came up with the idea was he actually looked at his fingers and he was like, hang on a minute.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
Built
that
a
was
shield.
So, guys, I just think we've all taken that in. That was a joke.
No, that's a fact. I read that in a book. He looked at his fingernails and he went, hang on a minute. Came up with a shield.
Well, guys, he's done it twice in a row. Will it get better on the third delivery?
Do it again.
Well, there was this blacksmith. I maybe you need a bit more context. So there's a blacksmith, and he wasn't very successful. Everyone was creating swords, but you know, a lot of people were trying to block with swords. Didn't really work properly. Many people were dying, and he was just thinking to himself while he was making a sword. He thought, "What could protect me from a sword?" And he was cutting vegetables at the time. And he, you know, went to cut, and he cut his fingernail, and he's like, man, I thought I was about to lose my thumb there. And he looked down at his nail and he went, hang on a minute. Now we've got
Very
shield.
good. I think, it was the lack of detail in the first two
Just a little bit of
deliveries.
context. Needed
That
a bit
was
of context.
great, man. Fuck,
And he
that
looked
was
over
really
at his
funny.
mate who was sleeping over at the time, and he went, oh,
Yeah.
And shields were invented.
Yeah, that's really funny, man.
Guys, on that fucking high point, I think we're going to have to end the episode. Anything else to add, Luke?
Well, we were going to have a discussion, and I don't think it's a good time to bring it up now. Well, it is actually. It's a perfect time to bring it up in a way. But we're going to have a discussion about how bad we're going to be at comedy after this all ends.
Oh, yeah. Bro, I'm losing it.
If that wasn't a good example, then I don't know fucking what.
Dude, before we started this episode, Luke ran a joke that he'd written by me and Ruben. And he's like, this is so good. And he read the joke, and it was 15 seconds of silence after he said the punchline. And then he had to explain it to Ruben and I 3 different times. And then
Ruben
both of
got
us
it.
went, no.
I got it after a significant delay.
Yes.
A long time. And then we both understood it. And then we were like, oh, no, that is funny. And now, Luke, I don't know if that joke sucked because you've forgotten how to do comedy or we didn't understand it and it was a good joke, but we didn't get it because we haven't done comedy for so long. We're never really going to know.
I think it was a bit of both. I think it was bad delivery on my end, and then Ruben got it in the appropriate amount of time for how bad the delivery was. Lewis had to have it explained to him, and then when I explained the joke to him, we went, oh, that's really funny. That's a good joke. And I was like, okay, well, that's not what I'm going for when you do stand-up. You don't want the audience to sit there for 15 seconds and then collectively go, oh, no, very well done. And you
Could
just
you
have to
explain
wait.
that to me 5 different times? That would be good.
But
yeah, so
I
we
was
really lost grip.
I was talking to this with my dad. I was talking about it with my family, and I was like, man, I feel like I'm going to be way worse off. And people like us who have been doing it, I've been doing it for 5 years, right? So I was like, okay, I've been doing stand-up for, I think, 5 years, 4 years. I don't know. I think 5. We'll be way worse off than the people who have been doing it for 20, like Husey and Will Anderson. They've been doing it for over 20 years now. So it's like, I feel like them having a whole year off is like us having 3 months off, if that makes sense. Do you reckon it works like that? I think we'll come back, like, we'll find it way harder because we're almost going to have a fifth of the time that we've been doing it off. Doing it.
It is so weird because I've had, you know, a few weeks off before. I think the longest I might have had off performing at all would be probably a month.
Yeah, and you're rusty as after a month.
Yeah, I came back and I was like, fuck, this is weird. It was like I was trying to run underwater. I feel like out of all of the skills that I have, comedy I'm by far the best at, but taking time off them, comedy for sure you feel it the most, more than any other thing I know how to do if I take time off. And I think that's true for a lot of things. I feel like for whatever reason, comedy suffers the most when you have time off.
Here's what I think is going to happen, and it's not, I guess, a good thing to admit to the audience who you want to come to your show, but I think audiences in general will have the same expectation of stand-up comedians.
Because they're watching the greats on Netflix.
Yeah, they're watching Netflix, they're watching all the best comedians, probably more than ever. They'll be like, man, I can't wait to go see some live comedy when I get back. The reality is when we all get back, live comedy, maybe just for a couple of months, may have a bit of a dip in quality. Even from the best people.
For sure. And you know what else all audiences are going to have to deal with? They're going to have to deal with jokes written
Corona
in quarantine, about quarantine, the first week of quarantine, 3 months after it finished.
Yeah,
That's what you're going to have to hear.
I've decided I'm only going to write one bit about it. And that's for the show. The show that I tour next year, I'll probably have one bit about it because you have to acknowledge it.
Yes.
Because I have to acknowledge as to why I fucking postponed a whole tour this year. You know, I've got to be like, thanks for coming out fucking last year. You have to be like, last year was crazy. It's weird to be like, anyway, so fucking dogs do this after everyone's been inside for a year.
Yes.
You can't not acknowledge it if you're in front of like a room of people.
Is that the dog bit, Luke?
Yeah, I don't have a dog bit, but I actually used to have a dog bit, but then I cut it from the show. It was a bad bit. Anyway, the point is that I think, audiences' expectations will be the same, and it will be hard to meet them at first.
And that's
Although I've been doing a lot of
comedian, I reckon.
writing again. I've actually started writing this week, every day. And
That's good.
I feel like that's the thing. I thought I was writing some really great stuff, but since running it by you guys for the show, I was like, perhaps I need to fucking go back to the drawing board.
Yeah, fuck. Well, I don't know. When it was explained to me the 5th time, I fucking love that bit. So maybe you just need to do that, write it in 5 different ways. Keep saying it. You know, maybe it's a bit of a thumb shield bit, you know?
Yeah, maybe. I hope it was better than that.
maybe on the 3rd time the audience hears it, they'll go, hang on a minute. And then I'll laugh.
Anyway, so that's it. I do think comedians will be pretty... Not bad, but just like... Whoa,
rusty.
Rusty, yeah. When we all come back to it. But I'm so excited. I've never missed anything more in my life. It's so weird. Like, I never care about anything. It's the only thing I care about, I realize. It's really sad. It took me not doing it. It's one of those sad things where it takes you... It has to be taken away from you for me to appreciate how awesome my life was. Which is pretty sad. But it's good to know now that I was living the dream and now...
It's true.
Yeah.
I think that's true for a lot of things, you know. Guys, I think
That's
on that
the end.
insightful moment, that's the end of this show. Support us on Patreon because we're not doing shows, it looks like, for a year. You know, if these restrictions are going on for at least till the end of May and then they might loosen it, maybe there's going to be no shows at all this year, I reckon. And maybe not even for the first 6 months of next year. So we'll see. Support us on Patreon. You get 2 bonus episodes of the podcast every single month. And I'm allowed to tell you that.
No, you're not. Shut the fuck up. It's secret.
Oh, I thought it changed. Did that rule not change? Oh,
Nope, still a rule.
oh okay. Well, we'll leave it there. Keelan, send us off.
He's on mute.
Yeah, caught him slipping. I knew he was on mute. Just wanted to panic. And what were you doing that was so important, Keelan?
I was actually just reading something that Daniel Andrews posted, but that's all good.
Was it work related?
I guess it's relevant to work, yeah.
No,
All
do
right,
it in your
tell us
personal
all
time.
about it. What did Daniel Andrews say about Luke and Lewis show?
He's the Victorian Premier, by the way.
He said that we are allowed to hang out together at Lewis's house, but we're not allowed to sleep over and we're not allowed to do any work, so no cameras allowed.
Sorry, Ruben.
Damn it.
No sleepovers. All right, guys,
He
we're
said
going to end
that
it there.
specifically in the press conference.
Great. Okay. Well, we'll talk to you guys in a couple of days, and we might have a very special guest episode coming up. Who knows?
Woohoo! Bye.
Woo.